reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch out now. 50 series.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 31-yard line.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play, because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them, because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Slot man moves right. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Looked like they were set up defensively in a zone coverage, but somehow they found a seam, because that receiver all alone. By rights, that should have been a touchdown, but somehow this ball's overthrown.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
In motion goes the tight end. Following the interception, Love over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Love. Same target. It's Jacobs again. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him on the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up the first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Here we go. Here we go.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Love. A short throw to Musgrave. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. In motion left goes Watson. To the air again, Love. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
By Milton Williams. A loss of 9 on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Now McManus will line up for the field goal. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
2nd down and 4. Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles 1st down as he'll get this up past the 45. Hurts. Throw right side complete to Dotson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
That was not a real confident throw right there. And he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
The Hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it. They'll set up to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. From the gun, it's Hurts. Dancing to his left. To Barkley on the check down. And the Eagles are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll look to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, second and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Jahan Dotson from 4 yards out. And the Eagles are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. So the late touchdown there, and that certainly changes things as we move toward halftime.
Yeah, and there's a potential for things to change even more because, remember, they get the ball first to start the third quarter. So they can potentially double up here and take the lead. A great opportunity for them.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson as the first half is winding down. And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he goes out right around the 39. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll throw now on the final play. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the 3rd quarter will start from the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the 2nd half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. That's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Hurts going to move him around. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Brown goes in motion left. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. 2nd and 5. Now back to throw. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the 2nd half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. In motion left goes Watson.
Love now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Love from the gun on 3rd down. That's taken in by Watson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
3rd and long always tilts to